Of course, poetry gives you an insight to yourself. It helps you, firstly, it helps you to meet yourself. In this humdrum of life, you forget to meet yourself, forget to talk to yourself. And sometimes poetry, and most of the times I would say, poetry helps you to resonate with yourself in the first place. It helps you, delve deeper into the realms of reality, your inner self. Talk about things that you've never been vocal about, maybe. There are topics, there are things, emotions which you have felt, but you've never spoken about them. So sometimes poetry does help to bring out those emotions.
Hello everyone, I'm Jitendra Singh, banker turned entrepreneur and author of the book Poetic, Mastering the Art of Selling. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs and more. Today I have with me Miss Nidhi Bansal. She is a bilingual poet and a published author, is also an editor to various literary magazines. She loves power yoga with all passion and compassion, having done modeling stints and giving voice over on air All India Radio, an avid marathon runner and been on various literary platforms for Poetic rendition. She is the recipient of various world and national records on poetic front. She takes pride in announcing the launch of her book Shades of Emotions and Ehsaas, Jharokhe, and her recent publications are like Let Oorja Talk is Nidhi, latest venture in which she is candid conversation with professionals talking about their passion in life from her YouTube channel Oorjanidhi. Also the director of Magazine LitroFashionate, blended literature and style, passion for the 6 yard of fascination woven with love and compassion and glorifying it as the most dignified attire of Indian culture and heritage. Rang Sari is bringing together sari lovers on one common platform, growing, evolving and appreciating each other. So today she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome Nidhi ji. The platform is open and now over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Jitendra sir, this is actually a beautiful opportunity for me to speak my heart out, and talking about passion and poetry is something which is always so pleasurable. Thank you so much for having me on board.
Looking forward to it. And first thing I'd like to know from you is like how did your past life has affected the person you wanted to be in your life and what you are? So it is in relation to like we always have certain thoughts when we were growing, like what we want to be in life when we are grown up. So that ways.
So it all started, I was always very keen to do something. But then marriage happened to me and then children. And so life became, I wouldn't say a standstill, but those thoughts kept on brewing inside. Ke mera time aayega. And God said, yes, I will give you a chance. And it is here right now. And right now, the role I'm playing, I'm enjoying it so much. There are so many venues open to me. And each time I want to try something new. And each time a challenge has been thrown to me, I love to accept it. And knowing the fact that I have nothing to lose, only to gain. So I'm keen on doing new things each day and experimenting also. And it has changed me as a person that you said. Yes, I'm much more confident, much more, you would say, contented here. So life has been, is really been generous to me, I would say.
What a nice start with the poetry itself. So you have narrated your story in a poetic way. That's really a wonderful one. So now if I ask you about things you are passionate about in your life, so what are those things and what is the role of motivation and inspiration onto it further?
Of course, I am passionate about, firstly, I would like to say I'm passionate about living life. And living life, I would say in my terms, and about if the activities that I'm doing, I love doing everything that I do. Be it power yoga, which is something very close to my heart. And it actually came as, a very a healthy beginning for me. I had got a frozen shoulder, which left me almost, physically handicapped for a year and a half. And I was unable to do just anything and everything. And somehow, after a lot of treatment and medicine, medicines and everything, my hands started gaining mobility. And that is the time I took power yoga, which kept me going. And then I started doing things which was amazing. And I'm very proud of it. And people used to say that, Nidhi, you're such a big show off that you've been posting these pics on YouTube and everywhere, social media. I said, why not? This is inspiration for me. This is my motivation. I lived a life of 1.5 years where I was completely immobile. And now when I'm able to do this, I feel proud of myself. And that is motivation for me. And when you talk about motivation, it comes from within. You might find people all across everywhere who would just want to pull you down. But there might be just one person who might just want to see you grow, just want to see you evolve. And if you are motivated inside, if you really want to live life, you are your best motivation.
Right.
And coming to patterns back again, I love talking, so I might be just ruling the whole show right now. And talking about passion, yes, I'm passionate about saris, and recently I've started a new venture, Run Sari, where I get along with sari lovers from all across the country, all across the globe, and we also talk about women empowerment, women entrepreneurship, and bringing sari to each household and to the generation next.
That's really
And
wonderful.
talking about thank you so much. And talking about inspiration, inspiration comes from just everywhere. You never know, like we are talking here right now. Maybe a word from you might come to me as a huge inspiration to write something, or maybe just formulate into something new. So I believe inspiration comes from everywhere, from each element of the earth, everywhere. Like, yeah.
Great. Wonderful. So, if I talk about your work and experiences,
Thank you.
how you started like working and what all you did so far.
It started at a beautiful note. I used to write poetry for my daughter for school and everything. So one day she came to me and she said, "Mom, if you could write something meaningful, something which would resonate with someone else, and that would make me so proud of you." And that is the point I felt. Oh wow! I mean, not only parents want to feel proud of their children; it's children also they who want to feel proud of their parents. And that is when writing began. And rhyming words was poetry for me initially. Rhyming too was, oh, I've created something. But then you realize that it's not only about rhyming words, it's about rhyming your thoughts, your emotions, and so many more elements into it. So that is how my journey began. And today I feel proud to say I have already penned down 6 books. And thank you all those viewers, all those listeners, and all those well-wishers who've been, throughout the journey with me, supported me, encouraged me, motivated me.
Great. So 6 books, really a wonderful thing, and
Thank you, sir.
it took a lot of hard work also.
Absolutely, absolutely. A lot of mental gymnastics, I must say.
Right. So if I ask you like your vision, mission, and goal in life for next 5 to 10 years from now, so what that would be?
5 to 10 years, I don't see myself 5 to 10 years. I live in the present. Today, now that I'm in a conversation with you, I'm living my moment here. I just don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe I just start, writing something new, or maybe something else. I mean, why do you need to have a vision? Sometimes it's a good thing. You just go with the flow. Because if you have a set goal, you forget, you just want to reach there. I don't want to reach a particular point and then feel, now that I've completed, now what? I want to enjoy the journey to whatever I am doing. Of course, I want to see myself at a certain stage where people take me as a very warm person. They take me as a very friendly person, someone who they can rely on, they can trust on, and that is what I want to build over all these years that still I have, living on this earth. That is what my mission is. If I can bring a smile on anyone's face, that would be my mission.
Great, really wonderful, nice, and inspiring. So now, if I ask
Thank
you,
you, sir.
like most important life lessons from your journey, could be personal or professional front. So what are those learnings?
What are those learnings? Yes, of course. I mean, life teaches you at every step, and I've learned, in a good way. Sometimes you are hurt, and yet you learn so much. You learn the lessons of attachment, detachment, and everything. Yes, life has taught you what has taught me is like to be transparent. to be transparent in everything you do. Be honest and be simple. Because when you are honest, you are simple, it reflects in your personality, the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct yourself, and the way how people look at you. Because if you are a simple person, it shows in your character, it builds your character. And when simplicity is inside, it shows on the outside, it shows on the way you work and you deal with people. And that is what life has taught me: be simple and be real, be you.
Right, and that's really an important thing. If you like be on your grounds, then definitely you achieve like any heights. You still be grounded. So
Absolutely.
that's the best thing possible.
Absolutely true on that.
So now, like, since you've been a poet and author also, and you have been working on this for quite long, so how does like poetry impact a person's life on an emotional and mental front? So taking your example here, and you can like explain how thing goes.
Of course, poetry gives you an insight to yourself. It helps you, firstly, it helps you to meet yourself. In this humdrum of life, you forget to meet yourself, forget to talk to yourself. And sometimes poetry, and most of the times I would say, poetry helps you to resonate with yourself in the first place. It helps you, delve deeper into the realms of reality, your inner self. Talk about things that you've never been vocal about, maybe. There are topics, there are things, emotions which you have felt, but you've never spoken about them. So sometimes poetry does help to bring out those emotions. There might be some, past emotions, past stories, maybe. And when you start writing them, it gives you an insight about how to deal with them. And it gives you a better perspective of dealing with emotions, meeting out people, and so much more. I mean, I think poetry goes a lot, a long way in developing a relationship with yourself, with others, and emotionally too.
Right. So on to this further, like in what ways can engaging with poetry enhances one's creativity and also self-expression and perspective of life?
See, each one has a different perspective towards life, towards poetry, of course. And poetry, if I would say, is more like a social worker. If you are, if you're writing poetry, you are a notch higher than a person who is not, maybe. I believe so. It is my perspective entirely. And what happens is that it sometimes helps to bridge gaps between people. It helps you to understand them better. And being a very powerful poetry might become an inspiration for someone. Maybe you're just saying it, you are on a pedestal where people are watching you, people are listening to you, people are relating to your words. So I believe that a poet especially should be responsible to choose his or her words wisely, because that is what people would sometimes take it back home, and it might just be a turning point in their life. And if you are at a pedestal, it is of course your responsibility to choose them wisely, and for the betterment of people. So I think it invokes a lot of empathy. It bridges gap between different kinds of people, backgrounds, cultures, and it helps you to just bring them together. And through poetry, we can connect. Sometimes, when we are connecting to people, maybe poetry is that one platform, one common platform which binds two peoples, two mindsets, and we can do away with so many social evils, social norms that need to be reworked on. And that is how poetry, I believe, is a strong tool, mental tool, maybe. And I think that is what we can use it as to bring a change in the society.
Correct, rightly pointed out. So it is really like wonderful thing if you write anything and you express your emotions, you express your thoughts, your beliefs, values. So it is the best way to narrate like whatever you have inside, and easy to express to
Absolutely.
people who are looking forward to it. So that's
Looking forward to it. Exactly.
really wonderful. So from your experiences, like what role does poetry play in promoting mindfulness, personal growth, and connectivity, connecting with others on a deeper level?
As I previously said, because poetry is the joining link between you and your inner self. And of course, when you are mentally and maybe spiritually, if you say, satisfied within, you can bring about happiness, positivity everywhere everywhere with whomever you meet or whoever reads your poetry, because that if you're if you're good inside here, if you're feeling good inside here, so it reflects in the poetry that you write, and people whoever listens to it or reads it, I mean, obviously connects to that positivity, and kahin na kahin wo ek generate hota hai, and it starts generating positivity into others also. And so that is about mindfulness. Your positivity, your goodness, your virtues are being carried forward to someone else, and I think that's a very good role play of poetry in bringing about a change in anyone's life.
Right. So now coming back to you again. So if I ask you, like, what is your take on success? What do you feel about it?
Yes, of course. Success for different people it means different. For some it might be just riches and luxury and fame, money, and everything. And of course, I wouldn't deny because I'm also a lesser mortal like any one of us. But a little different on what success means to me is if I can bring a smile to anyone's face. I think that is successful. If anyone could say that, okay, that's Nidhi, my friend. I can rely on her. I can trust her completely. I'm confident about her. I think that is successful. That I have succeeded as a human being. I have succeeded to, give someone happiness, bring us happiness to someone's life, and that would be success to me.
Right. So, since you've been an poet, author, so onto this, from your experiences, how your journey has been as an poet, as an author, what is the impact you want to create with your writing?
Yes, the impact I want to create with my writing is I initially, as I told you, I used to just rhyme words and find solace in that because that was poetry for me. But then slowly, as you graduate, as you start reading, as you start listening to others, there is an enhancement in your own thought process, and that is what I worked for. And then I started reading a lot because definitely because if you are reading something, you get to know yourself a little more. You start empathizing with the other person. You start relating to maybe one's happiness or sorrows or any form of emotion maybe. So that is what helped me build myself, and that is what helped me to grow. And in this journey, of course, when you start reading someone else, you get to understand the emotion from a different perspective, and that is important because if a normal person, a very simple example, like there's a glass which is half full of water, we have so many perceptions about. A positive person would say, oh, this is half full. Oh, wow. And the other one would say, no, this is half empty. And the third one would say, no, this has air in it on top. Half is water, half is air. And, we have all different perceptions about something. So you start, weighing on different options, the options available to you. You start using your mind. You start using your emotions. And maybe it also helps you. It has helped me a lot, becoming stronger emotionally. And that is what poetry has done wonders to me.
So you, when you write something, so you write on a specific topic or something like that, or you write candidly and then you create a topic onto it?
No. What happens is, if I'm reading something, it did happen. I was reading a spiritual book. I wouldn't mention here. I was reading something of spirituality. And for the past 10-12 days, I used to get up every morning and pick up one word from that book, whichever I was reading, and I would start writing on it. Maybe that word was in a very different context, but for me, it had a different meaning altogether. And then I started writing on it. So for 10, 15 days, 20 days, I was only writing spiritual poetry. And then when you are saying, maybe you're watching TV or anything, and you find some incident which hits you here, I mean, that is the time you start writing, you start pondering over it, and you start writing on it. So mostly women empowerment, and then cause positivity and all. Initially, when I started writing, I used to write dark poetry. Maybe, I don't know, somehow we just begin like that. And so everybody started saying, Nidhi, is something nagging you? Is something disturbing you? You've been writing so much, so dark poetry. I said, no, I mean, how can people resonate me with this? I am not a dark person. So maybe a part of me was in the realms of darkness maybe, and I needed light. And so I started reading good books. I started, working on my emotions and my thought process, and the result is good. And I feel good about it. When you start writing positive and good about yourself, about others, and all, it reflects on your personality definitely.
Great, really wonderful. So, before we move on to the last question. Any like short story kind of a thing, or a small poetry, or a small paragraph you would like to narrate for our like audience?
Definitely, there are a lot of pieces. I am all set for it. I love reciting. That is what I do. Like, even if nobody's listening, for my happiness, I recite to myself. And
Right.
this is something, yes, of course. This is the journey that we've been talking about, a journey. So, this is my journey and a glimpse of my journey, right? So, here it goes. I have a journey to begin. My attache case, I have packed renewed radiance, happy hopes, daring dreams, sugary smiles, all in abundance, neatly arrayed. My self esteem, self belief, and a whole lot of Urja. Now, Urja word is my pen name is Oorjanidhi, so I love using this word when and wherever like I can. So, and a whole lot of Urja for munching. I stacked unfelt emotions, ideas, self analysis I tucked on top. I was fairly ready. And of course, when preparedness seemed almost complete, I started with full zest. As I looked back, no smiling faces to wish me luck, no happy goodbyes, no waving hands, just a sad trail of emptiness. I felt forlorn. A silent thought cringed me inside, wanting to retreat. Was this journey worth anything at all? I summoned my thoughts. I shrugged my shoulders, nudged my conscience. This is my new beginning, a journey of self exploration. Thank you so much.
That's really wonderful. So you have put in like two emotions here. Like one is happy, one is a little sad kind of a thing. So it's really
Whenever
depiction of emotions actually.
Yeah, whenever you begin a journey, there's so much of confusion. You are prepared, but yet so much confusion and distraught in your mind. And yet, but you have to, we have to be self-motivated. That's
Right.
most important.
So now we are moving on last question. Any message or advice you would like to share with our viewers and listeners?
Of course, this is just one life. Live it all. Be the heroine of your life. Be the hero of your dreams. And definitely, I mean, you have nothing to lose. Just be yourself, true to yourself. Take pride in whatever you do, and you are going to be, greeted with success everywhere, every time. And when you feel good about yourself, there's just absolutely no looking back. So just live life to the least. That's what I would like to say.
Wonderful. So that's really wonderful. And I must say the discussion we had was amazing. And the poetry you have
Thank you so much.
the poetry you have shared was really an inspiration. And whenever anybody looking forward to a journey, definitely this can inspire them, motivate them. So really amazing. So I was also looking forward to it, as sometimes I also kind of write poetries, try to write poetry sometimes, occasionally, very
Yes, sir.
occasionally. So I really enjoyed this conversation because of my personal interest as well as the interest for people like who all are having keen interest in poetry. So definitely this can be an motivation and inspiration to them as well. So looking forward to hear more
Thank
from you again soon, and probably we can talk more on poetry or maybe the work you are doing. So looking forward to invite you again. Thank you so much for your time and your energy also.
Thank you so much. It was indeed a pleasure to be here with you on board and, talking my heart out, like poetry, life, self-exploration, a journey. Absolutely an amazing session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I will also share your social media link along with the interview so that people can be in touch with you, take your help and guidance also. So guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much everyone for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a good day. Thank you and bye-bye.